getting bigger, bro. He's getting bigger.
Yeah, I don't even want him.
Homeboy's getting bigger.
I don't even want him on my lap.
Oh, he's big. He's gotten bigger, right? Bigger, right? Sub-Zero's in the house. What's up, Bobby Harris? Let's go. Right? He's bigger. Say hey, Sub-Zero. Say hey. All right. Well, puppy update. He's much more than a puppy now. He's kind of a big dude. He just continues to get bigger. All right. So Sub-Zero, say what's up. All right, you're out.
He's like,
he's too heavy. He's like really heavy. I have to be careful getting out of the chair because it'll fall over. All right. All right. You ready to lock in?
Yeah.
We haven't done this in a little while, like 5 days.
Nicolas Cage and Con Air.
Who? What do you mean? Who is Nicolas? Oh, you mean the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember Nicolas Cage?
I do. That was actually a good movie.
But do you remember him? Like
yeah.
How he looked in that movie?
Well, he was like dictating how the prisoners would escape.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Then I don't know. All right, we ready to roll?
Watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Con Air.
I'm gonna show it too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that's how we're gonna lead in with the way that I'm guessing this is how I resemble Con Air. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, the ponytail and the let me see if I can find his picture.
Okay, let's start this deal.
There it is.
Let me see. How did you even think of this?
Nicolas Cage. We gotta just put your hair down, minus tattoos. Look at that.
I don't even know how you remember this. It's kind of cheesy.
Wait, look, the hair.
I don't know how you remember. How did you remember that?
The hair down.
All the things you could have just thought of. All right, are we ready to start?
Wait.
Oh, you got blacked out.
That's hilarious.
How did you remember that?
I don't know.
Man, you got a crazy sense of humor. I tell you what. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's lock in. Let's go. All right. Hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is April the 3rd, 2022, and it is Sunday.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone is having a great day. On Sunday is Carla and I's Friday because we work 6 days, and so Sunday is the evening. We have a day to spare tomorrow, but it's never that way. But nonetheless, we had some spare time to spend today with you. Anyway, shout out as always to a couple people to begin. Everyone still going in Ukraine and the conflict there. We see
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah, we see corresponding propaganda from both sides of the tracks, and it's all hard to kind of discern. And we think we have issues, and you look there. So our issues aren't terrible compared to theirs. Also, second shout out is to one of our students, and her name is Helen Milling. She's a wonderful young lady. She just began the game not terribly long ago, and she's 11 years old, and she took place in a Serve It Up with Love tournament today and finished third place. And
she did good? That's good. Yeah. That's a good tournament. I remember Gabby playing that. Yeah. And Christopher and Jonathan. I mean, Lily and Jonathan. Lily, Jonathan, and Chris played that tournament a long time ago.
Liliana, one of our daughters played her first tournament there as well. And you know, it's always good to break the ice winning your first tournament. You know, some players in sports, regardless if it's tennis or basketball or baseball or whatever it may be, some athletes never get the chance of winning anything. They never win a round. They never win a game. They're on the undefeated team. They're the underdog. And so getting that one win is important. And she did way more than that. So congratulations to her, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so starting today with a quick question. So we have 5 children, hence the name 5K. And our 2 youngest ones, Justin Jr. and Gabriella Jr., got their haircuts today. I'm a firm believer in long hair, obviously. But Gabriella had hair down to like her belt line. And here Gabby is. So she has the hair cut off. Let's go. So it's kind of short. Choop, choop, choop. Okay. And then little Justin down here. Let's get little Justin here.
He still has his hair long. It was like minimum 2 inches off.
So see, little Justin right here is macking it out. See, it's up there. See, he's like, what's up?
He got 2 inches.
So he got some of that cut off too, but he's still going. So anyway, 1's for like it, 2's for don't like it. All right.
3 if you think that he looks like Nicolas Cage right now.
Man, I don't even know how you figured that out. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right. In the title, we put Iga Swiatek is prospering and Carlos Alcaraz is a beast in essence. Do you agree or disagree? And where are we going with this? So is Iga Swiatek a beast?
Yeah, she's beast. No, she is. Alcaraz a beast. Yes, is she a beast? The women's tennis is very weak, so I don't think she's a beast. I can't say a beast for me would be Serena, Graf, Everett, Navratilova, Hingis, Venus. Sharapova's won a lot of slams. Barty, Osaka.
If you're an accredited investor,
I don't think she's a beast yet because she won some Masters. No, Grand Slams is what says everything.
How old was it when Martina Navratilova, obviously
she was much later?
How old was she when she started to prosper? Like really started?
I think late 20s, but for her was okay. But that's a different era. Different era. Beast again. Going back, as Serena was young. Venus was young. Hingis was very young. Graf was super young. Everett was young. I mean, those are beasts. I mean, she can be a beast. She can, but she's won one slam. Again, a beast is someone like Nadal, Djokovic, Federer. That's a beast. That's what you call a beast. Alcaraz is starting to become a beast, but he hasn't won a slam yet.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Carla. Pick one on their best day. Choose A or choose B. A being Ashley Barty or B being Iga Swiatek. Which one would you pick if they were both playing at their best on a neutral surface? Let's go hard court. Who do you take?
Barty, I think that she has all the variety. Swiatek, I mean, she did beat Osaka convincingly, 6-4, 6-0, but I don't think Osaka is playing the way that Osaka played when she won her slams. You know what I mean? She's not the Osaka she was before that whole mental issue thing happened. I mean, Barty any day. I think she had more variety. Barty proved it beating her at the French Open.
For me, I was speechless when I saw the bagel. When Osaka was dealt a bagel.
Well, I mean, why are you shocked? Osaka's been dealing with a lot of mental issues, crying over people telling her that she sucks.
Still, I look.
It happened. Serena was bagel by Sharapova at a Grand Slam. I think it was pretty bad.
And then they had,
and that's when she was in her. She was ripping it. You know, she was killing it.
Look, I think Swiatek is on the way to being a beast.
I think it's great that she's consistent.
Yeah.
That she is one of the few women that are consistent. That I give her credit for. I think she did a these allergies are killing me, but I think she did a she changed coaches and it's working for her. The proof will be in the Grand Slams. Can you be? She's been consistent in the Grand Slams.
She's been very consistent.
Can you win more than one Grand Slam? That'll be where it's at. That'll be the telltale. Not only does she's won one, she got to win 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's a lot of beasts out there. Or old beast.
Do you think with Barty now kind of taking a pause, or I think we should. By the way, do you think Barty will ever pick up a racket again?
I mean, she can. Everybody does, but it's stupid to come back. I think I think Kleister was successful at it.
Do you think maybe Barty has a child, comes back?
That would be stupid for her. If you got the money, why come back? Yeah,
but just saying.
Fazio Nice says can't be a beast with that forehand. That is a low in WTA with several women's out of 4.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Michael Walker says those who dominate the tour tend to dominate the majors. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's
unless you're Carolina Wozniacki.
I don't care how many Masters or Premiers you win. To me, the Grand Slam says it all. Once you start winning all those slams, that's when you are truly a beast, and not just one slam or two. Look at the greats. You mentioned this: Sampras, Federer, Agassi. Nadal, all of them won multiples. Can you say that?
Who's the favorite on the women's side right now to win Wimbledon? Not the French. Skip
None.
the French. Who's the favorite to win Wimbledon?
No one. It's open. Even with Iga winning the Masters, it's open. It's unpredictable. French, unpredictable. U.S. Open, unpredictable. There's no one out there that is super dominating. No.
So you think there's no chance that the same athlete wins Wimbledon and the French, which is tough. The Wimbledon French double.
Definitely not. And
different surfaces.
Not with Iga's game style. No. I don't think she could win Wimbledon. Not with the game style. With the forehand that Fazio and I mentioned, nope.
And explain what's wrong with her forehand.
It's inconsistent. To me, it's like Coco Gauff's forehand. Coco Gauff is too loopy, and they say it looks like she has a pancake. She slaps it. No, definitely not. No.
So how can she improve that?
She developed some net game, some slice, some variety, like Barty had.
Hence why you would choose Barty over her.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the women's game, anyone can win. Anyone, really.
Makes sense.
Anyone. It's not her. She's not number one, and then everybody else is like way behind her. Like when Djokovic was one, and everybody was way behind him. Definitely not. She could lose that. I mean, look at that. When we were playing Indian Wells, Pliskova could have been number one if she would have gotten a certain round. I mean, this is like up and down, up and down. I mean, it's whoever wins the more matches or whoever does better in the tournament. Yeah, no.
Swiatek isn't the favorite as of now to win the French?
Maybe, because she's won it before, but
okay.
French Open's unpredictable. If Eva Maioli can win it, anybody can win it.
So here's the poll question. When Roland Garros rolls around, is it Iga Swiatek and the field? Or is it just the field?
It's just the field. Michael Walker says, do you remember Steffi Graf in 1987? She went 77-2.
Nice.
However, was one Roland Garros, lost Wimbledon, and U.S. Open final to Navratilova. Yeah. First Yona says too much for a wind-up. Yeah, like Goff. Exactly. She is a good athlete, but her shots are glitchy. Agree.
I wonder how you could reenact a glitchy shot. Would it be like, is it robotic? Is it glitchy
it's
robotic?
Not technique-wise, it's not what you want to teach.
So kind of like Tiafoe-ish?
Yeah.
Tiafoe-ish? Are you saying?
Roland Garros, I agree with Jean. She has more chance there because you have more time. The clay slows down everything. So you can wind up as big as you want.
So I haven't heard the word glitchy on strokes before. I'm keen. So is that like robotic, like Tiafoe, the forehand up here?
I don't know.
What is it? Tiafoe-ish? Is glitchy synonymous with Tiafoe-ish? Is that something? Are we onto something here? Does it sound?
It's not fluid.
Okay, so Tiafoe-ish.
It's not a fluid stroke. Yeah.
Okay, so glitchy equals Tiafoe-ish.
I guess.
All right, for a minute, let's bump over to Alcaraz for a minute. Let's talk about Carlos Alcaraz for a minute. All of us here have talked about Carlos Alcaraz for what, 3 years, right? We've noticed him for a while. All of us have. We've done a show about this way a couple of years ago. Is he now a beast, or is he just taking advantage of the lack of any beasts on the tour above him?
He's taking advantage of it.
But he's not a beast at all.
Not yet. No. To be a beast, let's go back to the guy is impressive. Absolutely. But to be a beast, you got to win multiple slams. Multiple. In the men's, not just be a one-time slam champion like Thiem and Dunn. Multiple. You know what I mean? I think right now Djokovic is not in the scene. Nadal is hurt. The men are you got Medvedev with hernia now. You got
that's right.
You got Zverev that's a crybaby and an abuser. You got Tsitsipas that's a sissy ass.
Can you remember where you just left off? You just said in a couple of sentences that we have a sissy ass, we have a crybaby, we have a hernia. Yeah. Do you guys get the so hernia equals Medvedev, crybaby I'm guessing equals Zverev.
Hello, Rodrigo.
One and done equals I'm guessing Thiem.
Yeah.
And who was the last one you just threw out there?
I'm talking about sissy ass.
Sissy ass.
I mean, Casper Ruud, let's be real.
You call him the ghost.
No, they call him that because Casper the ghost. He's definitely
Casper
no ghost.
Ghost.
I mean, he's not that impressive. Her catch, come on. I mean, her catch would be Federer and that got his ass beat. You know, I mean,
her catch isn't a bad player.
He isn't a bad player, but he's not a great player either.
Yeah, but didn't her catch?
Berdych had a better career than her catch. Just saying.
True, but Berdych is the best.
Let's think of the other players that he played. Let's think. Who else did he play?
Let's go.
So he beat Tsitsipas. Great. He beat her catch. He beat Ruud. Okay, great. They're not a Djokovic. They're not that type of quality player. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, but hence why the era of the big three or big four.
Did he beat Kekmanovic? Like, really? Kekmanovic, we talked about him once, and like, we thought he was going to be hot, but now he's not.
I agree.
And then Nalbandian hasn't been able to do much.
Nalbandian was in the audience, though. Did you see Nalbandian in the audience?
Yes, I did, yes.
Yeah, he was still chilling up there. I think he still had the bandana on as well. But yeah, look.
I mean, who else are we talking about here? FAA hasn't figured it out yet. I mean,
Felix Auger.
Yeah, he hasn't figured it out. Berrettini is too worried about his Italian looks.
He's jerky too.
He's jerky too.
Berrettini's serve is relatively robotic as well. But he booms it, but it's readable.
Okay, so Berrettini, like, okay. Who else?
Berrettini is to Jack Sock as Jack Sock is to Berrettini.
Nick Kyrgios, come on, let's be real. That guy only cares about one. He cares about girls, having a show, cursing, and I don't know. And it's all about him.
So you mentioned, I don't even waste time on Nick Kyrgios, but you mentioned the fact that, Nick Kyrgios. Okay, so do you think that for any time that the theatrics are at least in some way, shape, or form pre-planned before he walks on the court? Well, and let me explain this. He's ranked outside of the top 7,500 in the world. He doesn't win anything, but everyone buys tickets. Why? Because there's going to be
people like to see idiots.
They're going to see. They want to see idiots.
That's why you buy these tickets for concerts. You go to see rappers because they look like idiots. You go see these girls that shake their boobies and ass because they look like idiots.
Nice.
You go to stupid music concerts when the lyrics are terrible. We go watch these crappy ass movies, anime movies, because people like stupid stuff. We like stupid stuff.
Okay, so
we like to watch this. It's just like me watching a reality show. I like to watch the stupid stuff. So they like to watch Nick Kyrgios' stupid stuff.
Okay, so Rodrigo Freitas mentions an interesting comment. He says, Alcaraz is amazing. However, one thing that might spoil him is the overwhelming pressure and expectation that the press puts on top of anyone who shows potential. He's got to have great support. Do you think this is the absolute antithesis or the thesis of Emma Raducanu? Who? I don't. Do you think that Carlos Alcaraz is equally as susceptible to pressure into media as is Raducanu? Who the hell is that?
No, I don't think so. For one, he's not a girl. Two, he has a player that's been there, done that. Three, he's still learning the language. He's not the most attractive guy, so no. No, I think it's a little bit different for guys. No way.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Look, Raducanu, if she looks at herself in the mirror, she can say, I'm a pretty girl. If she's a pretty girl, you have to give it to her. Mm-hmm. But if I'm Alcaraz, and I'll ask you because you're a woman, even though he's a child.
He's a child.
Carlos Alcaraz is younger than our oldest son.
Yeah, he's a child.
So he's a baby.
I can't say he's the most handsome dude in the. Does he have that thing that Safin
Yeah, does he have the swing factor?
The Safin, like you would look at Safin, you were like, ooh. You would look at Burditch and you'd be like, ooh. And, no, he doesn't.
Swing. I don't think he has the swing factor.
He's like a Sampras, just average.
Yeah, I don't think he's bringing the swing to the party.
But
nonetheless, I don't think he has the.
Even Nadal at his age, compared to the same age, Nadal had the swing where he does not. No,
swing and rectus malfunction.
No.
What? That was Latin, man. You don't understand my Latin?
Eleanor said, good evening. It's just April, and there's been some players taking some injuries. Is the tour schedule too hard, or are the players playing themselves out already? I think they're playing too much.
I love it when she makes comments or we speak, and her name is just it sounds so magnificent. Eleanor. I'm like,
okay, so I gotta do a poll. But go ahead, keep talking.
Fancy, I love it. Love this. Makes me feel good. Like I want cheese. Like I want to be Patrick Montagolu. Eleanor and Patrick Montagolu, we make a perfect match. I think I was just speaking Russian when Montagolu was like French. Is that true? No. Okay. Can I ask everyone a personal question? Just and please, I'm very sorry and to deviate from the topic at hand, but Carla and I, we try to make a positive spin on things that happen in life, right? We try to make a positive spin. So let me tell you a quick story and let me get your feedback on this, please. What is that? Man, why are you showing me Nicolas Cage, man? You keep bringing that up. Do I need to go put a shirt on? Okay. So I'm gonna get this out. Okay. Yeah. So Carla and I found something out today. Checking the mailbox at 7:30 in the morning. Checking the mailbox out, going to work. We opened up a letter and we found out we had to move out of our place within 45 days, that we spent 7 years in, that we navigated rebuilding after a hurricane. We made friends with the landlord. We fed him. We invited him into our home. My kids used to call him Uncle Ted, or they still do, whatever. And we ask ourselves why. Let me explain why, and let me get your feedback. Now, granted, it's no problem. We're fine, and we've needed to go elsewhere because we work elsewhere. Yeah. Just a matter of anyway. This is destiny, but there will be a positive spin on this. But where I'm going with this is how jacked up that some people can be these days. So, if you had walked into your house and your landlord had broken into your house and you caught him in your room going through your stuff, and you were like, get out, and then you never said anything else about it, and all of a sudden you get a letter in the mail that says you have to be out in 45 days after 7 years and raising children here, and they're not even done with school, and I have to move them to a whole different county to finish like 10 days of school. What do?
You just move forward.
You got to move forward.
Life is, I mean, I definitely want to move out because we work far. I'm super tired when I get home. We wake up super early. It could have been done a different way. Like there was no reason to. Could have told us. I would have been cool with that.
Just let me know. Yeah, just let a brother know.
Yeah, I think that karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch.
I'm not worried about it.
But all is well. The moral of the story is here, and no one cares about our person.
Which is the other reason why I don't let people get close to me, you know?
Yeah. Be careful how many people you let get close to you, because ultimately they will bend your ass over and screw you in the rear end with the damn punch hammer if you're not careful. But nonetheless, all works out for a reason. But
75% think you look like Nicolas Cage in
what
Con
the hell
Air.
is this? Where did you even come? The problem is here's the crazy thing. How do you even think of such?
Because I saw the ponytail and I saw the white.
But what does this tell you about your infatuation with maybe Nicolas Cage in this movie?
I don't.
Well, then how do you remember that? What does it mean?
I watched a lot of movies during those times, and I remember.
Okay.
And the facial
during
hair
those
without
times.
the tattoo.
What is those times?
90s.
90s. What is those times? Define what happened then.
90s. I watched all those movies were great in the 90s. Now you can't watch movies. It's horrible.
Oh, but give me some ideas. Why? Is the acting just shitty?
The acting is shitty, and from the same actors, it's just sad. It's just that directors have become less creative. People are dumber. They're easily satisfied.
Yeah, it's very easily satisfied.
So we take shortcuts now, and the storylines are even worse. Usually, if you watch a scary movie, it's a girl showing tits running, and the guy, you know, it's just stupid, right? But the people watch it, right, because of the girls. And then the other thing is just action. Like, you know what's gonna happen. The good guy's gonna win, kill everybody. Ooh. He's gonna dodge bullets, and that's it. Or the next one's a love story where everything's gonna end happily ever after.
What are some movies where neither nor happened? What's his name?
Like,
Quentin Tarantino movies where the opposite ever happens. It's like the bad guy always wins.
I like Alita. What was her name?
She was like the robotic girl.
Yeah, I like that.
Battle Angel.
Alita,
the Battle Angel.
Yeah, I thought that was very
Look, I think movies that would dwarf all the aforementioned was Gone with the Wind, Sound of Music, My Fair Lady, The Great Caruso, The Story of Joe Louis.
Nicolas Cage.
Story of Joe Louis. Love Joe Louis. Who are some other good movies?
I like a lot. I've always liked The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, even though it's
Clint Eastwood.
So long.
Yeah, I see that.
I think it's a great movie. Don't Kill Me, The Ten Commandments. I've always enjoyed. Braveheart, which you hate. It's very.
I don't hate it. It's just so long.
The Lord of the Rings.
And you know,
I love The Lord of the Rings. I watch that movie over and over and over. Any movie with Gerard Butler, I can watch. I'm trying to think. I like the cheesy movies like Pretty Women and My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts, stuff like that. You know, the movies in the 90s. They don't make him like that anymore.
I want to read Michael Walker's comment right here.
I heard he's retiring because
this is like my man right here. But he makes a good comment. I read it in a minute. I glanced away. But Mike says, Carlos Alcaraz is nothing like Raikkonen because he's had a slow rise. He's playing very well and beating everyone. He's playing Carlos, could win a few Masters on clay. And then, he's slow and steady. He's not.
You're right. He's slow and steady.
And I think
he has the right coach for that.
Exactly.
First, I said Gump, Gladiator, Shawshanks. Yeah. All great
Let's
movies.
go.
I've watched The Gladiator a million times.
What if you had to choose one movie? If you were stuck on a desert island, like what was the movie where Tom Hanks was on a desert island, Castaway? If you were on a castaway island and you had to choose between watching one movie the rest of your life, either Shawshank Redemption, what was the other one he just mentioned?
Gump, Or Gladiator.
Gladiator. Do you take Gladiator or do you take?
I'll take the Shawshank.
I'm taking Gladiator. Because
I think it's realistic with life of what happens to a lot of people, what they have to go through and what he had to go through. Being innocent, you know?
Yeah, but in Gladiator, it makes you want to fight.
Yeah,
watching Shawshank Redemption makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine climbing through that shit pose at the end.
Justin looks like maybe a character from Romeo and Juliet from Baz Luhrmann.
Appreciate that.
I gotta look what this is.
Let's go. But would you rather be victorious by climbing through a pipe of sewage in the prison, or would you rather be victorious?
He was victorious because he taught people how to read and get their education So I would go with him.
So the philosophical victorious.
Yes.
Okay. So
Was-
you're enlightened tonight.
Yeah.
Carla's not wanting to punch you in the face tonight. She's wanting
That's
to be
Lerman.
enlightened.
No, I'm just very tired. Tomorrow's our off day, but not really. You know what I mean?
We gotta go to Mississippi and grocery shop. And why do we leave Alabama and go to Mississippi to grocery shop? Because for some reason, where we live in Dauphin Island, which we're fixing to move, forcibly, whatever, doesn't matter. Things happen for a reason. But for some reason, there's never any chicken at the store.
Godfather's good. 1, 2. and
Godfather is
very good.
right.
Yes.
Give me some other excellent movies. What about
I
about
like the scary movies, the classic ones.
like what?
Like I remember my grandmother.
Nightmare on Elm Street?
That was okay. I remember my grandmother taking me to watch the Creep Show. The first one. That
Oh,
came
it was
out.
like skits.
Yeah, and I watched that. I loved it. You know, she took me to the movie theaters, and then we would jump over to watch Whoopi Goldberg. Aliens to me was a classic.
But it wasn't scary.
Yeah, it was.
They
It's
were
scarier
on a
than
spaceship.
watching.
They were on a spaceship.
Not the new one. The first one. No, the first one that came out, and the second one, Aliens.
But
Alien and
they were in
Aliens?
space.
So what? That Predator, the first Predator that came out.
They were in the Amazon.
I
That
remember
was
watching
good.
that. Oh my god! I was like, wow.
The
My
first
dad-
Predator was a beast.
I was like, wow, that was like you freaked out. Like I thought about going
Yeah,
to the jungle
yeah.
as a kid. I'm like, man, I'm not going to Honduras.
Yeah,
you
dude
know?
had the dreadlocks. The Predator had the
I'm
dreadlocks.
like
He
that.
was like,
That was creative. I mean, it's Star Wars, the original ones.
great movie.
I mean, you know, there's the original movies are always the best. Even the teenager,
The Goonies.
even the teenager movies.
The Goonies.
Ferris
Bueller's Day
yeah.
Off. Let's go.
Another one was Fright Night. Fright Night with the vampire. If you like that, I
Thumbs
thought
down.
that was no Fright Night. The first, I was awesome to me. Awesome, yeah.
Did your parents let you watch R-rated movies when you were a kid?
Yes, my
They
dad.
did?
My dad would actually. We'd go. Remember Blockbuster?
Like
Noah?
VHS?
VHS.
Was it VHS or
Yes.
were you already in DVD?
VHS.
Tell me you wasn't a VHS kid.
We're only 2 years apart.
Let's go.
So he would go with
Go
me, and we go
VHS,
like
go.
every Friday because you get buy 2, rent 1 for free, right?
Let me ask you a question, Carl.
Yes.
Was your first video game console a Nintendo or a Nintendo 64?
Nintendo. My brother.
Okay.
My brother begged
All
for
right.
it. I sucked
go.
at it. I couldn't
Let's go.
even go to the first
All
thing
right.
and jump.
Tecmo
ever.
Bowl?
I couldn't go over and jump over. My brother would laugh. I would fall right through the little brick thing, and my dad and I would be like,
Oh, did you draw a picture?
"Do you like Bond movies?"
He drew a
Some of them, not all of them.
He drew a picture.
I have not been able to see the alien all the way through the scene when the alien comes out of the dude's chest. I thought it was awesome. I love that movie.
So how does that happen? How does an alien come out of a chest? Does the
'Cause
alien
they
go inside and then
they
like
implant-
reproduce
no,
inside of you and then
they-
burst out of you like a
they
cocoon?
implant an egg.
So you're a cocoon. You turn.
They implant an egg and the egg hatches and whatever or whatever.
So little Justin here, JPD2. What's up? He has the same name, Justin Pruitt Davis Jr. So he has a picture here. Okay, he's saying, "What's up?" All right. You can
another
hang tight.
movie I
You're
like
good,
was
bro. You hang tight.
Stephen King's movies in the beginning, like Sleepwalker,
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery, stuff like that. I thought that was, those movies I miss. I mean, I remember going with my dad. He'd get 2 and you get 1 free, and we'd pick all these movies. He even let me watch Pretty Woman when I was a kid.
Richard Gere and
Yeah, I
Julie
remember that, and
Roberts,
I'm
I
like,
think.
wow. I was like, and I used to have a crush on Richard
I
Gere.
like that.
Yeah.
Speaking about vintage stuff, we were talking about Iga Swiatek, right? So Iga Swiatek, from what
Slumdog is good. Yeah.
Slumdog Millionaire is a good movie.
Yeah.
But what we understand is that Iga Swiatek listens to Guns N' Roses in her headphones.
Lazy Saddles.
As that is a good movie. Monty
Yes.
Python, right?
Yeah.
Michael Walker, exactly.
The history.
We watched that the other night
There's one that I haven't been
with
able
the
to.
kids. All of my kids watched it.
I wanted my kids to watch this movie with is it Mel Brooks?
That's what we're
the
talking about. It's a
history-
Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, but the history
The,
of
the history of man, isn't it?
the history.
I think it's the history of man, isn't it?
And I've been wanting to rent it for them because there's a funny part where she's singing, no, yes, 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 no, yes, no, yes. No.
Let's go.
Do you remember
exactly?
that? What's the name of that movie? I gotta find
No,
it.
it's I think it's
The
the history.
history of the world.
Oh,
part
the history
one.
of the world.
I
yes.
can never forget that movie. It's hilarious. He's like blowing. He's like, the girl's dancing in front of him. He's like trying to not.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's great stuff. Monty Python stuff's pretty good. And I think if you fast forward to I think the 80s or early 90s, it was more like Naked Gun and Airplane. I think it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail and this whole thing. and then it shifted into Airplane, and then it shifted into the movie with Charlie Sheen and like Hot Shots and Naked Gun. And then if you forward to the now cheesy, witty type movies, you get what? Scary Movie 27. And then about right. That's the trajectory. It was like original type, witty, satirical stuff, and it was cool and it was educated. And then Chris Rock gets slapped, and you're like, damn. It's just kind of messed up.
Will Smith got in trouble for that, right?
Yeah, I don't even talk about that. We already talked about that before. That was just ugly. But yes, I get it. But that was the cornerstone, the paradigm of adult witty comedy. Like you can show kids the Holy Grail, Monty Python's Holy Grail, and they don't get how funny it is to see someone jumping up and down on the little wooden horses that we had in the 70s. Mike Walker, tell me you never had a damn pony with the damn wooden stick coming out of the bottom. You didn't at least walk around trying to be a damn woohoo, pow pow, pow pow. Maybe not. Maybe that was just
my kids. What they remember is.
Yeah, it was awesome. You see the guys riding across the cliff, and you think of their own
Spaceballs too.
Yes, Spaceballs was rocking.
Yeah.
Let's go. Did someone say Spaceballs, or did you come up with that?
I've seen all the
Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Let's go,
because the
girl.
kids watch it. Have you seen all the Godfather movies? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was okay? Let me ask you a question, Carla, and all of you.
Oh, Gremlins! When Gremlins came out, it was.
But that was a satirical.
The first one that was hilarious. I was like, how they come up with that? Another one was Poltergeister. That was
Poltergeister.
When movies were scary.
This is a Spanish thing.
Poltergeister.
Look, if you're Spanish, you understood that because there's R's on all type of shit. But she just said Poltergeister. That was a plural. Poltergeister. You guys seen Poltergeister? That was not Poltergeist 1, not the second, not the third, not the fourth, not the fifth. That was the Spanish 27. Have you seen Poltergeister? She just rolled the R on that ass. Did you hear that? Okay. Let me ask you a question, Carla. Darth Vader is in Star Wars, right? And it's Darth Vader. What was the equivalent of Darth Vader's name in Spaceballs? Rick Moranis was the actor.
I don't remember.
Dark Helmet. It wasn't Darth Vader. It was Dark Helmet. He had a big ass helmet on, and then they would hit the brakes on the spaceship, and he'd ram into the damn. Hilarious. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, check it out.
Superman the original is better.
Good movie.
Yeah. The original.
Good movie, for sure.
Yeah. And just like Batman, the original one, the first Spider-Man that came out in the 90s was
good. After
that, I'm like, ugh.
Okay, Iga Swiatek comes out onto the court listening to Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses, if you don't know who that is, it's an American rock band. When we were kids in the 80s and 90s, we didn't idolize them, but we listened to them. Songs like Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, Mr. Brownstone, and all this stuff. Anyway, Swiatek listens to that. Do you think this helps her invigorate as she walks onto the court?
Absolutely.
How do you think Iga Swiatek even got into GNR? Like family, her parents? Did she just thumb through it on YouTube or something?
No, our kids listen to music. They bump into it. Yeah.
It's interesting. I was shocked to read that.
Bruce Willis, I See Dead People was great. Yeah. Yeah, that was The Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Now speaking of Bruce Willis just got a diagnosis of losing his ability to understand and to speak.
Isn't that terrible? Like when we age, we don't know what the hell we're gonna get.
Do you think it has to do with toxins and stuff we put in our body as we grow?
Probably. It has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Toxins, medications.
Yeah.
Shitty foods, shitty drinks.
Yeah. The lifestyle we live. Yeah.
Shitty vapors. But the crazy thing is not many people, including ourselves, we can't afford 100% organic, vegan, antioxidant meals and supplements.
Just starve.
We got to get what the hell we can get.
Just starve. You'll be all right.
And furthermore, we brought up a little while ago that we lived in a place for 7 years. We lived here for 7 years. We're good people, and we have 5 children. And our oldest son is at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Our next oldest son, fourth in line out of 5, has already been accepted in 1 military academy and has a couple scholarships, but he's still holding out on a couple of more. All of our kids are straight A students, but because we ran into the owner of the house that we rent, breaking into our room, literally breaking into our room and going through our stuff. We didn't call the cops. We played it off because we knew we needed a place to live. But a month later, we get a letter in mail that he's not renewing the lease.
That's all right.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up, but it's okay.
But Justin, things are meant to happen, and we've complained about that. We've been doing this drive. Yes, it could have been done a different way, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really. Yeah. We could be in Ukraine right now trying to figure out where the hell we're going.
And we're good, but it's just. I think that sometimes you realize that
we got a few decisions. I told Justin, I said maybe we'll move to Saraland or maybe West Mobile, one of the two, where the better schools are.
yeah, it's just sometimes you realize
Yeah.
don't get too close with people because as soon as they have a bad day, they'll bend you over and ram you up the ass.
True.
But it's okay. At least we're good and we prepare for things by going through shit before and not getting in debt to anyone. So we'll move and be fine, and that's it. But anyway, I do think though back to Alcaraz.
We are moving. Yes, we are.
Yes,
move.
definitely.
We'll
moving.
be closer to the club.
Yeah. But back to Alcaraz for a moment. We've talked about Alcaraz for a couple of years.
Yes, I saw that he and Nadal. April 3rd, someone put 2005, both Nadal and him at 18 years and 10 months.
Yes.
Won the Master of
Yeah.
Miami Finals. Yeah.
Nadal, and that's where I was going with this. Both Nadal and Alcaraz reached the same milestone at the same time. Pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Lefty has a little bit of a natural advantage, right? So I don't think even if they both came out of the block at the same speed, Nadal still, then, if you have a spaceship in space and one spaceship starts flying off in this by 1 degree and the other one starts flying off in this direction by 1 degree, eventually that 1 degree separates rapidly.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alcaraz might.
Yeah, he lost the final. That's right.
But
I did write that.
There's a far disparity.
I did put that down. So, I mean.
Yeah, there's a big disparity between the trajectory of Nadal at 18 months and 10 years of age, about to run up on his Wimbledon victory against Federer with the Capris, and where Alcaraz is.
The good thing, but times have changed too. But I think that Alcaraz has been working hard to get there. So
he has, and he's a good player.
Didn't he win a 500, now 1,000? So what's next?
Bravo.
Right.
Bravo. Vamos. Let's go. We wouldn't have done a show about him 2 years ago, solo about him, the rise of Carlos Alcaraz, before anybody was talking about him outside of the few people that we read articles from, right? And here he is. But definitely, am I saying, and I'm sure you are not, and you can correct me if I'm not. I'm not saying he's great at all at this point.
There's a lot.
Not at all.
There's a lot to prove.
He got a lot to prove, bro.
I won't say that anymore.
You better bring some pain. You better start winning a French Open serving underhanded like Michael Chang at minimum before we start talking about greatness.
Hey, Dad, how are you? I'm going to call you later. I'm sure my dad's worried about this whole moving thing. Nothing to worry about. Like I always say, things happen for a reason. Time to move. Time to be closer to Mobile.
Yeah. So
if you see, not only that, the kids are be closer to us, which I hate leaving the kids here.
If you see David Nate in comments, that's Carlos' father.
That's my dad. He's playing the tournament, by the way.
Let's go, Nate. Let's go. Come on.
Nicolas Cage in the house. My brother contacted me that he's playing a tournament. They're going to play together, and that's great. We're having a few more guys supposedly sign up, so I'm happy about that. It'll be good. I mean, everything's changed. Look, our life has changed. We went from teaching in Dauphin Island to teaching in Mobile, and things happen for a reason. Because I told Justin, I said, imagine, we were still teaching in Dauphin Island, and this would have happened. Now we would be thinking, what do we do?
Yeah.
But our workplace is in Mobile.
Yeah.
So now we have options.
And
not only that, we won't have a nosy owner, someone that bothers us every time he comes here, comes into our house, in and out whenever he
goes through our stuff. We
will have privacy, like every other person that rents a house has.
Yeah.
So
it's just a crazy situation. Again, after Hurricane Sally destroyed this house, so we lived. Hold on.
But I will never do what I've been over backwards for anyone again.
Yeah. So we lived in this house for 7 years, and during that time, I did weather videos. I had like
everybody's
100.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had weather videos where this house was destroyed. So when the house was destroyed, we moved into a church, and God bless the church for that. Thank you, Dauphin Island Baptist Church. So we lived. Sorry, I had a pop up here. We lived in the church for almost a year, and so we had paid a full month's rent at the beginning of September of 21.
Yes.
And we were gone for 7 months. So we lived in the house for only 11 days. We moved back in. The owner said, okay, well, prorate, I'll give you that money back. We were like, okay, we just blew it off. So he started coming here all the time, and it's a duplex. So he would live on that side. And every time he would come, he would always be in our house. And finally we were like, whoa, man, we have to go to work. We have kids. We have 5 kids. We can't stay here with you all day. We have a dog. It gets out. We came home one day and our dog was outside running down the street. And we were like, okay, no more, man. And his dogs were running through the house. And we're like, geez, man, please just leave us alone. Let us live our life. Anyway, and we came home one day and we asked the gentleman to please not come in our house. We locked the door. We had the only key. We had changed the lock on my door in my bedroom. And we came home and the door was open in my bedroom, in which we had the only key. My closet was open. My drawers were open and new light fixtures were all throughout the room. And we confront him about it. What the? Get the. And we didn't want to call the cops or anything because we lived here and we have 5 children that go to the school here and our kids go to high school here. We can't just up and move because there's only one school here. It's fucked up if we have to go anywhere.
All right. But anyways, Justin, who cares?
Anyway, ultimately, we got to go, and we'll make it happen. But do not forget that humans can be pieces of shit.
Yeah. Michael Walker says that 18 Hingis had 5 majors. Graf had 3. Serena had 1. What do you do in your teen? What do in your teens does say what your career will be? I don't know, but I think that great champions win early. Maybe he's gay.
No, I think he's right.
I don't think it has nothing to do with that, Bob.
I think he's right. Michael Walker's right. You need to be winning early.
Yeah.
Look, the greatest of the greatest of the greatest. And maybe there's an exception of the standard bell-shaped curve. Here's the average, and there's some outliers. I understand that, but the greatest of the greatest generally are winning early, right? Yeah. At least a few, at least something.
Yeah, I agree.
And when we're talking about something, we're talking majors and not 1,000s. Jack Saab pulled off 1,000 in Paris at the end of the year. There are certain 1,000s that aren't a big deal. Some of them being on clay. Some people are like Madrid. Who cares? David Ferrer won that a few times. Who the hell is he? There's some of the 1,000s aren't as important as others, and therefore, as a
Miami
whole,
is the most out of all the thousands to me the least of my favorite because I find that.
What's your first one?
Indian Wells was
well,
but I think Miami ever since they changed it to Lipton, it went from Lipton, Sony Ericsson. Ever since they changed it and they moved it to me. Hasn't been the best one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of players don't go to that one.
You're right. Though Indian Wells has been called the 5th major for many years.
Yeah.
Right. Many years. And Sony Ericsson, Lipton, it's been the same venue. And I think maybe it's been at the Orange Bowl area and kind of shifted around for a little while. But it's ultimately been the same tournament with multiple different sponsors. So when you see that many shifts, it's not that well run, maybe, compared to the others. Not saying it's not well run.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that Hingis, Michael Walker, your point says that Hingis looked greater than Graf and Serena 18. However, it didn't end that way. What happened at Hingis was that she was doing excellent. And then the Williams sisters came in and power came into the game and she could not handle that. And then it followed after they came. So she had a hard time dealing with that. Hingis was more of the touch finesse and stuff. She had a real big issue losing. And, at the French Open, I'll never forget cheering against her. And Eva Maioli beats her. She could have won the French Open. Out of all the people in the world that could have beat her, Eva Maioli beats her.
Do you think Hingis right now in her prime, if Hingis right now was reborn right now in her prime and jumped into the women's tour right now, would she be dominant in her prime? If you morph,
yes, she could definitely hang in there with the women we have now.
With the likes of Zakaris.
Yes, but I think when we had
the big hitters.
When I think they're not such big hitters, in my opinion, as the ladies like Capriati, Davenport, Serena, Venus, Kleisters, Henin. I think those were better hitters to me. Those guys had a lot more game than the girls we have now. Those girls have more brains than the girls we have now.
Agreed.
The girls we have now are one-dimensional. Let's just hit the damn ball and that's it. And let's see what happens. Those ladies I talk about had a lot more variety. Even Demanchieva, Ankovic. Even Wozniacki, that was a pusher. At least the girl thought out there, Sharapova was a hitter, but she was a fighter at the same time. You cannot compare him to the players we have now. Sabalenka, Pliskova, Sakari, Badosa, who retired. Come on. Coco Gauff, who's lost, in my opinion, needs to get rid of the parents, for the millionth time and get a different coach. Anisimova, who's still trying to figure it out.
Anisimova, when you mention her name, it saddens me at a time. She lost her father. A devastating loss for any young lady. There's a bond, and we have, again, we have 5 children, but there's a bond between mother and son and father and daughter that are very tough to overcome. I lost my sister not long ago, and I know my father is devastated about it, and there's no way anyone can understand that. It'd be like if I, and my mother. And we study about this in psychology class in college. We would study about this. There's different complexes that are linked to these types of devastating impacts. Not getting into that, but Anisimova went through that. Do you think she recovers from that? Do you think if her father didn't pass away, Do you think she would be better now than she would have been?
Absolutely. I think she was going in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
She
tough thing.
definitely
It's a very tough thing.
I have to disagree. What do I think about Wawrinka? That ass.
Moving forward?
Wawrinka, I think if he's not winning challenges, he should retire.
Yeah. I don't see what the point is. With the one-handed backhand, staying to stay crisp, keep the ball out front. You can't slice it all day.
Michael Walker asked, I don't believe you have this to start winning young. Lendo didn't win his first major until 24.
Good point.
I disagree with Michael Walker.
It's a good point, though.
Those times are done.
It's a great point.
No, it's a great point, but those times are
and
done.
And Lendo did it with a small little Adidas racket. Tiny little racket.
The times are different. The times are different. Look at Tiem. Tiem won later, Michael Walker. Look where he's now. Where is he now? Where is he now?
How many, when Lendo started winning majors, Mike, was he the standard?
The only reason why
wasn't he playing with it? Wasn't Lendo playing with an Adidas of all brands small standard head racket, where a lot of the people had already moved up to a mid-size racket? And I may be wrong, I may be a little bit too soon, but at some point, Lendo was winning majors with a standard head Adidas, while other people were already playing with the 85 Pro Staff. And maybe I'm wrong there. Correct me if I'm not, but I was playing then, so I have a pretty good idea because I was transitioning rackets during that same. Anyway.
I have to disagree. I think that now you have to win young.
I think you do too.
Yeah, maybe before you did it, but he won his first major at 25 because the reason Medvedev won his first major at 25 was the simple reason that there's two guys still playing.
Yeah,
duh.
Guys, we all went through the next generation cheesiness that the tennis world had to pump out when everyone got tired of Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer winning everything, with a few extra caveats with Wawrinka, Del Potro, and Murray, right? Murray being more active than Del Po in the latter. However, we had to deal with lapping up the bullshit of Tsitsipas, Zverev, Thiem, Kyrgios, Tomic. Come on, give me some more. Give me some more of these bozos. Zverev, Thiem. I think I already said that.
Berrettini's not really a bozo.
We had to lap this shit up, and we had to lap up people doing their YouTube shows. Oh, this guy's the GOAT.
Shapovalov has had a hard time winning.
This guy's the GOAT. This guy's the GOAT.
Tsitsipas. Eleanor says Tsitsipas has suggested that women play best of 5. Should they?
No.
Could they? If the guy has to, first of all, the guy has to take bathroom breaks himself.
Yeah.
The sissy ass has to take bathroom breaks himself, and he's a man.
Yeah.
He can't even handle 5 sets. Awesome.
Oh, let me see it. Okay.
He can't even handle 5 sets. Okay. And he's asking a woman to do 5 sets. The guy has to go take a bathroom break so he can breathe.
Come around behind. No, this way. Oh, you can go around that way. So we have another one of our kids rolling up on the set. Let's go. This is Liliana, and she won a couple tournaments or something, and I promised her I'd get her another Lego set. So she got the Star Wars. What is this called?
X-Wing.
And she just built it. Is that an X-Wing?
I think so.
And that's a stormtrooper right there. Yeah. What's up, Yin Hao Core? So she's got the X-Wing. I don't want to break it because this is a Lego piece. Let's go with the X-Wing. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I want to break it. You got to give it up for Lily. She just put that together. It was like 700 pieces. Let's go. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get down. Great job, girl. He said 240, but I think he's calling me out because I think it was 400.
That's pretty cool.
All right, we were somewhere in the middle. 200. You better bring it.
Higgins was a very intelligent player. ICC LQDY. Very, very, very intelligent. I actually did like her game style. You know, I really did. I just feel like once Serena Venus came, she had no clue what to do. Her mom never taught her that next step. She was not used to that. Her craftiness would go away with the amount of power that she had. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hingis lost to Williams sisters. Davenport kept Prati. Power took over in those days. When Hingis started playing, Graf was getting to her, and even Graf could hang in with Serena. You know, I think she beat her. She was older already.
Why is no one mentioning Justine Henin?
Well, Justine Henin came after that. Hingis was already done. And then Justine Henin,
I watched beat Serena Williams at the U.S. Open.
Justine Henin hanged in with
Serena. She hung in.
Because she hung in, because she could hit the power, but she retired young. Why?
One-handed.
Why did she retire young, Justin? Why? Why did she retire young?
That's a great question. Some people will say steroids. Some people will say performance enhancing. But that's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
Why did Henin retire? If you look at her body, it's very fragile. I love her backhand, but why?
I think I have pictures on Facebook taking pictures.
See, Nate, she says it's hard to
Let me see.
replicate.
I bet you I
later.
can find these pictures.
She was on Peds. Exactly, Michael Walker.
I think I can find these pictures, bro.
Very, very suspicious.
Yeah, I think I can find these pictures. I was standing next to her. We took photos together. I'm going to show you a picture.
Very suspicious.
I'm going to show you
And
a
I hate
picture.
the way Caprati ended her career, by the way. She was injured and never
I
came
am
back.
going to show
And then I guess
you a
Fleisch's is
picture.
completely done.
I'm going to show you a picture of me and Justine Henin.
Yeah, it's going to take you a while to find
No,
it.
it's right here. It's right here. I got it right here, man. You tripping, man. I got it.
Look at me. I'm yawning. It's our day off tomorrow, but
What?
but the kids have a match tomorrow, so we get to
I
go
got
watch
pictures
them.
of Justine Henin. I can show you.
And I'm shopping for houses. Oh,
Yeah, we got to move.
we went to go see one. My husband liked it. I didn't.
Oh, I got it. What's up? This is the U.S. Open 2007. What's up, Mike
She
Walker?
married too young
What's
for
up,
a good
Mike
night, but I think it
Walker?
was more than
Right there, Justine Henin right there. I had an opportunity to hit with her trainer and nutritionist for like 45 minutes. And then she played, what did she play? I think she played Serena. I think she played Serena in the semi and Svetlana Kuznetsova in the final, if I remember. But good days. Let's go, Mike Walker. In your backyard, bro. The World's Fair. Let's go. All right, we good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, guys, take care. Much love.
I gotta call my dad in a second, and we gotta eat dinner still, and I am dead tired. I'm dead tired. We went today. Came from where? Atlanta?
No, Massachusetts. Well, he was from Boston or something.
I think he was Spanish. He had the Spanish accent. That I didn't want to offend him and say, "Oh, you Spanish," so I never said it. You know, but I knew he talked kind of the way I did, so I was like, "You definitely not from Atlanta."
Honey, check it out. You got me mesmerized with your black hair and your fat ass thighs.
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest represent.
Nicolas Cage in the house.
Let's go. Damn, I like the brown Puerto Ricans and Haitians.
Nicolas Cage in the house with the tattoos. Me, not one tattoo, guys. No tattoos. Clean.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
What's the scenario?
Yeah. The Williams game, the Williams sisters did change the game forever. And they changed it for the better. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, I got to call my dad.